your heart. All veterans and non-uniform military personnel may salute the flag. Good evening and welcome to Garretson for tonight's Region 3A girls basketball game between the Madison Bulldogs and your Garretson Blue Dragons. Tonight's game is conducted on the guidelines of the Southport High School Activities Association under the supervision of licensed officials. During this contest, please support your team, the coaches and officials to do their best. Remember, you don't have to be an athlete to be a good sport.
Good evening and welcome to Region 3A Blue Dragon basketball. My name is Kelsey Buckles and I will be doing my best to give you a little bit of a play-by-play commentary here as we go. You just heard the national anthem and we are getting starters lined up right now, and I will get those names to you to go along with the numbers here just shortly. But glad you can join us here online with some Blue Dragon basketball here in our postseason play. This is the first night of postseason play where the Garretson Blue Dragons get to host the Madison Bulldogs.
At a guard, 6-foot junior, number 10, Logan Blythe. At a guard, 5'6" senior, number 12, Maya Long.
So like I said, the Blue Dragons do get to host the Madison Bulldogs. Garretson comes into the Region 3 as the number 3 seed, and Madison obviously being the number 6 seed. Winner of today goes on to advance to the Region semifinals in Harrisburg Thursday night, and they are slated for the second game, the 8 o'clock game in that contest, and they would then play the winner of the Sioux Falls Christian Baltic matchup that is currently happening right now at Sioux Falls Christian. Ball goes up, tipped by Brad Cole, or ball thrown up by Brad Coleman, goes in favor of Madison Bulldogs. 3-point attempt is no good. Jalen Benson comes away with the rebound and quickly passes it up to Maya Long, who gives it back to Benson at the top of the key as the Lady Blue Dragons get in their offensive set. Great high-low work between Anna Jones and Lily Ranshaw. Lily Ranshaw is unable to make that bucket down low in the paint as we go through. So like you've heard a few Garretson names so far, on the court to start for the Garretson Blue Dragons is number 5, Jalen Benson, number 12, Maya Long, and number 23, Lily Ranshaw. Those are the seniors for the Blue Dragons as well. Rounding out their starting squad is number 10, Logan Bly, and number 25, Anna Jones. Those 5 have pretty much been the starters for the Blue Dragons all season, so there is nothing new really right here in this lineup as Madison sets up in about a 3/4 court press. Great outlook pass from Benson to Long. Long finds Ranshaw, and then they go ahead and reset here. Starting for the Madison Lady Bulldogs, you have number 3, Audrey Nelson, a 6-foot sophomore guard. Big swing pass from Jones to Benson. Benson takes it baseline, gets trapped in, swings it over at the big skip pass to Long. Long goes over to Bly, who launches from 3 off the front iron. Battle for the boards goes between Jones and Gary, and a jump ball is called here before Jones is able to finish that off. So like I said, you have Audrey Nelson, number 3, 6-foot guard for the Madison Lady Bulldogs. Number 13, Carly Lurs, a 5'8" forward or flex player, I should see. 3 points good here for Jalen Benson. As I get you situated over here on the other side of the court. That shot was just taken by Caitlin Sewell. Caitlin Sewell is a 5'10" forward for the Bulldogs. Number 14. Number 23, Abby Morse, a 5'9" senior forward. And then rounding out the Bulldogs lineup is number 33, Zoe Gary, a 6-foot guard. So lots of length here on the Bulldogs starting lineup with tall girls going ahead and being on the court right away. I think the smallest one I mentioned was 5'8". So you have 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", and then 2 6-footers on the court for the for the Madison Bulldogs. Garretson is close to at least being able to match up with that, as Logan Bly is listed at 6 foot herself, as Gary takes a launch from 3. Board goes to Jones. Jones, 5'11". I think Ranshaw is listed at 5'10". That might be a gracious roster height of 5'10", but Ranshaw is listed at 5'10" here on the blocks. Benson is 5'6", and Maya Long is 5'6" as well. So Madison maybe beats the Blue Dragons here in the height category, but it looks like the grit looks pretty even, as both teams are taking quite a few looks and battling for the boards, trying to maybe break open this game. Ranshaw takes it into the lane, gets fouled on an attempt. I think they're going to go ahead and give her free throws on this one. Yes, Ranshaw settles in, and foul goes against Carly Lurs, the sophomore guard from Madison. Ranshaw will get 2 shots here. And she misses the first as it casts off the front iron and then falls over to the side. Ranshaw launches her second, and it goes off the back iron. So she made that adjustment, as her first one fell a little short, but then this time it went a little bit long. So hopefully next time she gets to the line, she's able to figure that out. Good trap by the Blue Dragon defense here on Nelson, but Nelson able to get out of it. Jones fighting for the ball, scramble on the floor, as Jones had to sit down in order to keep it. And it looks like it's going to stay in favor of Madison Bulldogs. Madison did get the opening jump. Garretson had a jump ball earlier in this quarter, and then now Madison's had this jump ball as well. So just shooting back and forth here. Gary to inbound. Gary finds Nelson, who pops from 3. In and out, but a really big board here by Sewell. Sewell finds Lurs. Lurs looks to shoot, decides to pass it over to Morse. Morse has it at the top of the key, takes one dribble in, doesn't really go anywhere. Great cut by Sewell, blocked by Bly, and Bly elects to take it up the court herself as she is moving. Bly swings it over to Long, who steps into the 3, whose 3 is a little bit long as it goes off. Jones gets the offensive rebound, and Garretson goes ahead to reset. Ranshaw stops and pops for 2. A little bit of a 3-quarter court pressure here by Benson and Bly, looking to trap just past the timeline, opting to try and get more of that 5-second call rather than the 10-second call in the backcourt. As Madison turns it over, Long looks for Benson. Benson not expecting that pass, and the ball goes back in favor of the Bulldogs. Sewell flashes high, finds Nelson over on the side of the 3-point line, gives it to Gary, swings it back around. As Lurs takes a look from the top of the key, board goes to Bly. Bly comfortable handling the ball. One of those really strong flex players with a great lead pass to Benson. Benson takes baseline, finds Long, and then the ball gets swung across to the top of the key again. Benson with a great little up and under there, but unable to finish. Ranshaw gets the rebound, doesn't use the backboard, and ball falls just off of the rim here, especially when you're in those little bunny shots. The little fundamentals of the backboard, it maybe doesn't look as nice, but it's usually more effective at a higher percentage of being able to get accurately. But those are obviously not things that you think of when you are playing. Big board by Nelson, keeping the ball in Madison's favor. She is blocked in her attempt to get back up. So ball does go to Madison. Sewell goes ahead and takes a seat, and getting her first action of the game is 5'7" guard, sophomore guard Ella Paterins. I apologize, Madison, if you are here and listening to Garretson contest, but I will do the best I can with some of those names. There's a whole pretty much hockey line change here as 4 new Blue Dragons come onto the court. Jalen Benson stays as one of the starters. Filling in, you have sophomore forward Kylie Christensen, number 44, 5'9", sitting in the middle of that 2-3 defense. Guarding the ball right now in that low corner was 24, Sydney Olsen, a 5'6" guard. Shot good by Gary. First bucket of the night for the Madison Bulldogs. Also in for the Garretson Blue Dragons, number 20, Reagan Altman, junior guard, 5'4" there. Pass goes a little bit out of reach, a little high. And then number 14, Jordan Williams, who was one of the girls guarding that inbound pass, or that the inbound here. Williams stands at 5'8" guard. Williams launches, nice, easy two. Everything that girl does, she just makes it look so easy and so seamless. Great effort by Williams, not just picking the ball away from behind. Olsen and Altman kind of get a little bit too close. Ball falls out of Altman's way and gets turned back over to Madison. Looks like number 5, Cadence Zenz, comes in for her first action of the game, as does Sewell, return after getting a brief sit for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs are coached by head coach Danielle Kenniger. Lady Blue Dragons are coached by head coach Matt Schrank. Ball goes off of the feet of Paterins. Altman tries to push it forward. Ball is slapped away by Gary. Gary saves it, but Altman is there to cash it in for 2 points when Gary was definitely intending for that to be for one of the Bulldogs. A little bit of a scramble there, and Garretson comes away with that full ball again. Altman takes it all the way in, runs right into Gary. So about an 8-inch difference between those two girls, but Altman plays hard. Good aggressive ball here, and she finds herself sitting at the line as Garretson has a 9-3 lead with a minute and a half, just over a minute and a half left to play here in the first quarter. Altman sinks her first. Altman settles in for her second shot, just like the first, maybe a little bit more confident with that one. And Altman is sitting at 4 points out of the 11 for the Blue Dragons. Another turnover as Altman and Williams work together. Williams pushes Altman forward, finds Olsen, who was trailing in. Great job by Olsen by not just assuming that that play was over and done with, as Williams' pass was just a little bit long. Olsen is fouled on the way by number 5, Cadence Zenz. Number 3, Audrey Nelson coming back in, as is number 23, Abby Morse. Taking a seat is Paterins and Lurs. Olsen puts up the shot, uses all of the rim, but doesn't go anywhere. Kylie Christensen comes away with the rebound, but unfortunately throws it away as she was trying to find Altman. Ball's getting swung all the way around on that Madison side as Madison moves back and forth here. Zenz with the ball, gets poked away by Olsen. She finds Nelson. Nelson kind of resets, finds the high post of Gary. Gary with a strong post move there and gets another 2 points for the Lady Bulldogs. Benson takes it up the court, about 20-second differential here between shot and game clock, so there should be at least 2 possessions here. Ball is launched from 3 by Williams. Ball is no good, falls in the hands of Sewell, and it looks like Madison is going to try and take the last possession here. Gary takes the ball up and brings it over to Nelson. Nelson finds Zenz at the top of the key and cuts across. Good off-ball movement by Nelson. Morse takes a look at it with 11 seconds left. She was wide open, so I don't blame her for taking that shot. Benson comes away with the rebound for the Blue Dragons. Elects to take it out with less than 5 seconds. Williams feeds Christensen. Nelson steals it. And that is it for the end of the first quarter. You find your home team, the Garretson Blue Dragons, the number 3 seed in Region 3A with 13 points, and your guest, the Madison Bulldogs, the number 6 seed with 5 points here. So 13-5 scoring breakdown. The Madison Bulldogs, Zoe Gary has all 5 points for Madison. But there's even distribution, and it's nice seeing that distribution from Garretson's side, as there are some players who typically aren't in the scoring column this early in the game that are already there. Reagan Altman leads with 4 points with a bucket and making both of her free throws. Jalen Benson had hit a 3 right away to open the night, and then Jordan Williams, Lily Rancha, and Sydney Olson all have 2.
She doesn't see anything.
Thanks for bearing with us here. We have Garretson up 24-10 here with 2 minutes and change left to play in the second quarter. Hopefully we got the video working for you. I'm hoping it was maybe just a loose cable or something that way, but hopefully you can see something moving in the right direction. Sydney Olson is going to go ahead and settle in at the line as Caden Zenz picks up her second foul. Looks like Lurs is going to take a seat immediately as there's some blood dripping down her arm. They got to have that infection control taken care of, and I want to say it was Abby Morse checking in for Lurs. Ball comes down, missed the free throw attempt. Gary comes away with it. Morse being hounded by Altman. And Williams ends up coming away with the steal from Gary. Nice easy up and under by Williams for 2 points. That's her 5th and 6th point of the night for the Lady Blue Dragons. The 6-foot senior Gary takes the ball up the court and all the way into the corner for Madison, and Reagan Altman intercepts the pass, looks to push it coast to coast, puts on the pressure, and number 4, Ella Paterins, is going to get dinged with a foul here on that attempt. Altman already made her first 2 free throws on the night. We'll see if she can repeat her success here as she's going to shoot 2 at the stripe. That one goes off the back iron. Beautiful job of the announcer's curse. I apologize, Altman and Altman fans, on that one. Checking back on for the Lady Bulldogs is number 13, Carly Lurs. Altman goes ahead and settles in here again, takes a few dribbles, spins it in her hand, takes a few dribbles, spins it again. And this one stops and pops and goes in. Pressure continues with the Blue Dragons. I don't think they're really going to let up at any time tonight, regardless of any sort of point spread, whether it's a close game, which it definitely could be, knowing some of the trigger power that Madison has, or whether it is a blowout, because I know Garretson is hoping to come away with that W, and they're going to need to have all of that court time pressure and team camaraderie and confidence that they can if they can advance to that Thursday game against Sioux Falls Christian or Baltic. Ball gets swung around as Williams decides to take a look from 3. Ball just out of the reach of Benson, comes down in favor of Morse and the Madison Bulldogs. She takes 1 dribble, and Altman is going to get tagged for a foul. I'm pretty sure that's her second foul of the night. That'll be foul number 6 for the Garretson Blue Dragons. Next foul, and Madison will be in bonus, but 44.6 to play, so we'll see how cleanly they can play here. Ball is inbounded. There's going to have to be at least 2 possessions here, or at least a possession and an offensive rebound. Lurs throws it into Morse. However, Madison throws it away right at the timeline. It's going to fall in Garrettson's favor. 33.2 seconds left, so less than the shot clock. And we are going to go ahead and resume play here. I'm guessing that Garrettson's going to look for a last shot. No rush unless something is wide open. But my guess is that they're just going to move that ball around back and forth as Rancha has a great cut, look to dump it to Benson, but Gary was right there anticipating it. Nelson goes up, contested by Olson. Rebound goes to Williams and the Blue Dragons. Benson pushes the issue, tries to go coast to coast. Does not convert on that finish. Zenz passes it ahead to Nelson. Nelson with just less than 2 seconds to play. Rancha gives up on the play. Nelson gets her own rebound. They count it, and we call it good from there. Score 27-12 here in the Dragon's Lair. We're going to have a little 10-minute halftime here, but I'll go ahead and give you a brief rundown of the stats all the information and all that kind of stuff here in just a little bit. So if you just want to bear with me for about a minute or two, and then we'll go ahead and come back live, catch you up on everything that you missed in the first half with our technical difficulties. My apologies there. And then we will move forward with the second half of play for the Region 3A opening round of the number 3 Garretson Blue Dragons against the number 6 Madison Bulldogs. We will catch you back here in about 2 minutes. Welcome back to the Dragon's Lair as Garretson leads Madison 27-12 at half. Garretson was the first to get the buckets of the night. Jalen Benson hit a 3 to open up the rim on Garretson's side. And it took a little bit for Madison to respond, but Zoe Gary was all the scoring for Madison in that first quarter, scoring the 5 points that they had at the 13-5 break. Zoe Gary hit a 3 and then went back in for 2 points to total Madison's 5. Gary does have 6 points as she converted on a free throw here in the second quarter, which tallies half of Madison's points here. The other half can be attributed to sophomore Audrey Nelson, who has 6 points herself. Defensively for the Madison Bulldogs, the rebounds are led by Zoe Gary. The junior has 6 rebounds right now. Sewell and Nelson both have 3 apiece, and then it seems to be rounded out by Zenz, Lurs, and Morse to round out the rebounds for the Madison Bulldogs. Steals is fairly even distribution, as you'd expect the guards having the primarily of it, as Nelson does have 2 with that long 6-foot reach. Paterins has 1, and then we have Lurs and Sewell each with 1 as well. On the Garretson side of things, offensively, it's been pretty even scoring distribution between the whole team. 9 different girls have seen the court for the Garretson Blue Dragons, and I think I have 7 of those 9 in the scoring column. So when you have 78% of your team scoring, that is always a real benefit, and hopefully that they can kind of keep that momentum moving here. So in the scoring for the Blue Dragons, leading the way is Reagan Altman with 7 points. Altman has had 2 buckets and then hit 3 more on the free throw line. She is 3 for 4 from the free throw line so far today. Sydney Olson is second in scoring currently at half with 6 points. Jordan Williams has 5. Benson and Bly each have 3. Ranshaw has 2 and Christensen has 1. Defensively, the rebounding is led by Logan Bly. She's picked up quite a few balls right there in the middle. It's nice to see her using that 6-foot frame to her advantage and ripping down some of those rebounds in there. Anyone who is a fan of Garretson Blue Dragon sports knows that that girl can jump, and she is pretty aggressive, whether it's through the volleyball season, basketball season, and even the track season, as Logan Bly is one of the really strong high jumpers for the Garretson Blue Dragon track and field team. So it's nice to see Bly being successful that way. Jalen Benson has 3 rebounds herself. And then Anna Jones sits in there with 2. Jones is always pretty consistent, has quite a few steals or assists. One of those players where it doesn't always show up in the stat column, but you can definitely feel her presence on the court. Rounding out the rebounds, Maya Long also has two rebounds, much like Anna Jones. And then rounding out the rebounds, we have 1 rebound apiece for Jordan Williams, Lily Ranshaw, and Kylie Christensen. For the steals, though, there has been a ton of steals for the Lady Blue Dragons, which has helped create this 15-point spread here between the two teams. They've been pretty tenacious, not necessarily on the press, but once Madison gets into that half-court set, they're liking to trap them just into Madison's side of the court beyond the timeline, trying to play more of the odds of the 5-second count as opposed to the 10-second count in the backcourt. So Garretson kind of playing a little bit of strategy there, and that's honestly pretty consistent to what they've been doing all season. So with the steals, though, Jordan Williams has came away with 3, Reagan Altman with 3 as well. Anna Jones has found 2 where she has had great interceptions on passes or been able to pick up some of those feeds down low by reading it pretty well. Also all coming away with 1 steal is Kylie Christensen, Sydney Olson, Maya Long, and Jalen Benson. So great defensive team effort as well by the Lady Blue Dragons, much mirroring their offensive efforts as well. Madison is coming back onto the court here with about 2 minutes left in the halftime. As we go ahead and readjust, big thank you to my statistician, my 5th grader Colton Buckles, for keeping track of rebounds, blocks, assists, steals, points, all of that kind of stuff, and he's doing double duty, taking care of both teams for me here. Like I said, you have the Garretson Blue Dragons versus Madison Lady Bulldogs. This is the 3-6 matchup in the opening round of play here in Region Tournament in the postseason. Everyone is in action tonight. Other games going on in the Region 3. Is number 2 seed Sioux Falls Christian hosting number 7 Baltic Bulldogs. The winner of that game will play the winner of this game on Thursday night for the nightcap at 8 o'clock in Harrisburg. So Garretson will be heading to Harrisburg if they can come away with the win. Currently they are sitting at a 15-point lead, and we'll see if that can hold here as we go through. Like I said, other games that are going on tonight, you have the number 1 seed West Central Trojans taking on the Del Rapids Couriers, the number 8 seed there. And then number 4 seed Tri-Valley hosts number 5 McCook Central Montrose. And McCook Central Montrose is kind of one of those sneaky good teams, but they have nights when they are on. They are a tough team, and it is kind of scary, as they took down the Blue Dragons here not that long ago, just about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, with an overtime 2-point win to seal the deal over the Blue Dragons. So congratulations to McCook on that win, and we'll kind of see if they can bring that same tenacity to the court with the Tri-Valley Mustangs. But Tri-Valley is definitely a team to be reckoned with, as well as Tri-Valley is a team that took down Garretson early on in the season. So both of those teams could be pretty difficult if Garretson would have to run into them. Luckily, they are on the other side of the bracket, because winners from the Thursday game transfer over to the Sodak 16, where the top 16 teams, so top 2 teams out of each of the 8 regions in Class A, get reseeded based on their power points within the season, and they seed those 16 teams. So it's quite possible that 2 teams from the same region could play each other in that Sweet 16, but it's also possible that you're going to find somebody completely different. As play gets started again here, Garretson goes ahead and starts with the ball after a little bit of grittiness to try and move that ball around. Jalen Benson comes away with 3 points for the Blue Dragons, and then there is that timeline trap again with Altman. Ranshaw almost intercepting that pass. Sewell saw how open she was and was maybe a little bit too eager on it as she ended up taking a few steps. Altman started in for the Blue Dragons, but is quickly checking out for Anna Jones. Anna Jones coming on. So Garretson is pretty much starting the second half with the same starters that they had in the first half. Bulldogs are doing the same with Nelson and Lurs up at the top of their 2-3 zone. And then Morse, Gary, and Sewell rounded out for the bottom portion. Gary launches from 3 and is good. Junior Zoe Gary, definitely a intricate element of the Madison Bulldogs' success this year, where when she is on, it definitely lights a fire. You can see the rest of the team, whether they are on the court or on the bench, definitely getting excited when they see that Gary is starting to fire and play a little bit more like herself. It was a slow start for her in that first half, so we'll see if she heats up a little bit. Lily Ranshaw takes a look from deep. Ball falls short, and Madison comes away with the rebound. Garretson electing to go into that 2-3 zone as well. Jones giving Morse the full ability and just making her play straight up from there. Benson grabs the rebound, moves to half court, pushes it ahead to Long, who's in the corner. Long swings it to Ranshaw, who gives it to Benson, who finds Bly over on the opposite side. Bly decides to pop for 3 and then hits. The press drops a little bit deeper for the Blue Dragons as they go to a more traditional full court press rather than the 3/4 court press that they were in before. Madison does end up throwing it away as Nelson was looking for Sewell, who cut just after the pass was thrown, so they weren't able to see it then. Great inlet pass from Bly to Ranshaw. Ranshaw can't convert. Jones gets the rebound and is fouled on the attempt. Jones settles in, takes a few dribbles, releases. That hit off of the backboard, the back iron, then rolled all the way off the front of the rim. Jones with 2 dribbles, small spin in her hands, and it goes off the back iron. Great rebound by Bly, who has it stripped by Gary. Gary goes ahead and takes it and moves it forward for the Bulldogs. Gary threw it over to Zenz, and Zenz went up to Sewell. Jones has been giving Sewell the post-up that she wants and just been playing from behind, and this time Jones got tagged for the foul. That is Jones's first foul on the night. Morse called for a few extra steps in there. She tried to gather herself, feel where the defender was. Unforced error by Madison as Garretson gets the ball again. 18-point game, 33-15 in favor of the home team, the Garretson Blue Dragons. Ball gets swung all the way across. Benson goes ahead and elects it to go into the lane. Jones fights for the rebound, knocks it out of Sewell's hands, and it goes in favor of the Madison Bulldogs. Subs coming on. Ella Paterns is in, and Caitlin Sewell is out. Zenz guarded closely by Benson, who's quickly trapped by Bly. Zenz lost her composure just a little bit, enough to drag that foot and cause a travel. Great defense by the Blue Dragons just at that court area like they have been doing pretty much all season. Ranshaw and Benson play a little bit back and forth, and Benson finds Bly, who launches from 3. No good. Lily Ranshaw intercepts the pass, though. They come away with a steal as Bly noticed it. Great look by Long, but Long falls just short here. Madison tries to push the issue and close the gap just a little bit. Zenz gets the ball, gives it to Gary. Gary forces up the shot in the lane. Strong, aggressive move by Gary. That is somebody who is definitely comfortable holding the ball and working with it, trying to find open opportunities. And if you don't have an open opportunity, she makes one by being aggressive and pushing people into some foul trouble. Jones is tagged with her second foul. And a whole big line change is going on here. For the Garretson Blue Dragons, on the court right now for Garretson is Jalen Benson, who just hit that little floater for 2 just outside the paint. Rounding it out, you have Reagan Altman, number 20, number 14, Jordan Williams, 35, Anna Jones, and number 24, Sydney Olson. Anna Jones, typically wearing 25, had to switch to 35 at halftime for a blood issue. You are not allowed to play with blood on your jersey, so I'm guessing that there was just probably a little bit markup there, so she had to switch jerseys with another player or grab the extra jersey that they keep with. On the court for the Madison Bulldogs, halfway here through the third quarter, you have number 3, Audrey Nelson, number 4, Ella Paterins, number 13, Carly Lurs, number 33, Zoe Gary, who has the ball right now. Great pass ahead to Nelson. Nelson finds Paterins, and then Lurs comes away with the rebound. And then rounding out number 23, Abby Morse. Garretson tries to push it just a little bit too much and ends up throwing the ball away. Madison going to get another look and continue to try and kind of pick down at this. It's a 35-16 game in favor of Garretson as Nelson is hounded by Altman. Nelson must have pulled her foot a little bit. Altman's defense maybe tripped her up a little bit, making her a little bit uncomfortable. It looks like Olson's going to go ahead and pull the trigger and give it to Williams at the point in Garrettson's offensive set. Williams takes a look from Jones's pass, falls just short. Madison once again grabbing that rebound, racking up lots of defensive rebounds here. But Garrettson's defense itself has been problematic for Madison as they have struggled to really get into any sort of rhythm. Gary going to go ahead and inbound it for the Bulldogs here. Nelson curls around the baseline, gets the ball fairly uncontested as Sewell posts up, called for steps by the center official. And ball goes in Garrettson's favor. Lots of little travels here, so they're definitely watching the feet, making sure the girls are in position. They're not dragging their feet. They're not picking up their foot a little bit too early, and calling a pretty clean game. It has not gotten too aggressive in there. Olson inbounds it to Benson, who gathers, takes her time, and scores for 2. That is Benson's 10th points, 9 and 10 on the night. Sewell can't handle the pass by Nelson. Ball falls out of bounds. Checking back on is Abby Morse. Checking off is Caitlin Sewell. A 21-point lead for the Garretson Blue Dragons, 37-16, 2.5 left to play here in the third. As Jordan Williams takes the point, swings it over to Benson. Benson to Jones. Jones finds Altman at the top of the corner. Swung around and eventually given to Olson in the lane. Great little post move, turnaround post move. That usually catches people a little bit off guard when Olson does that, as Olson is a natural lefty. Very strong with both hands, left and right. But her natural inclination is to go to her left side, which is the opposite of a way a lot of players play, as Jones is getting pegged with her third foul. I'm assuming it looks like Christensen is coming in. She's probably going to come on for Jones. Yes, she is. Christensen is going to take over that point in the middle of that 2-3 zone on the bottom. You don't want to be playing with 3 fouls still in the third quarter. It's really easy to pick up that extra one just in case. So that keeps her fresh for the fourth quarter if they would need it. Ball is turned over, and Garretson comes away with it with a big rebound by Christensen. Benson pops for 3, doesn't hit, but Garretson does get the offensive rebound. Great drive in the lane by Williams, who puts up the floater, which is off the board, or the back iron. Benson gets the offensive rebound and then scores for 2. That was a really wonderful offensive set by Garretson as they didn't give up. You have that offensive play, lots of offensive boards, getting those second and third chance opportunities. What you're often going to find as Madison coach calls the first time out of the game. This is the first timeout that we have had, and it is a full timeout. But what you often find is that for the most part, if you put every team up 1-to-1 with 1 possession each time down the court, it's probably going to be pretty even. It's those second and third chance points that really end up spreading and making the difference here in a game. So with Garretson getting so many offensive boards in that last possession, that's one of the reasons why they're able to get that spread on those second chance points of getting those offensive rebounds, having smart putbacks, and all of those kind of things. You haven't seen as much of that. You have seen it every once in a while today with Madison, but not as much of it. And that's one of the things that's probably contributing to the 23-point lead by Garretson. Madison's going to go ahead and trigger it as they got caught down in the corner. You see that at all levels of play. Everyone loves to go to the right side and loves to dribble down into the corner, and then they get trapped and you don't know what to do out of there. That did happen to Madison, and Coach Kenniger did have to get the girls out of it. So they get a nice little fresh restart here, but it is not a fresh shot clock. Shot clock is already halfway expired. By the time the ball gets swung around, Gary relocates to the 3. Great rebound by Nelson, talking about those second chance points. Nelson gets another rebound, and Christensen gets tagged with that foul. So the one who came in for Jones, who had 3 fouls already, Christensen now has 3 herself. Playing in the middle can be that pretty aggressive position. Definitely thinking she fouled. I do agree with that call by the officials, but speaking as a former post who played that middle in the 2-3 zone, sometimes you feel like you get pegged for those fouls that you really didn't deserve just because it looked like it might. But I do agree with the officials' call on that one as Olsen goes ahead and streaks forward for 2 points on the night. Garretson with the tough tough full court pressure defense. Williams comes away with the steal. Williams has had 4 steals on the night, and then she goes ahead and converts for another 2 points. Altman picking up the pressure on Gary right now. Nothing too strong. They're looking for that trap just past half court as Lurs gathers in the ball, swings to Nelson. Nelson going to go ahead and reset. Pateran's left all open. And Benson comes away with the uncontested rebound as she drives forward. Great pass by Benson to find Christensen, who had Morse locked up there down in the post. Christensen was unable to kind of handle the pass, but luckily was pushed from behind by Morse, allowing Garretson to go ahead and get a little bit of a reset. 3.4 seconds left, no shot clock, just the 3.4 seconds on the game clock. Lots of time left. Great curl by Benson, who tried to put it down to avoid the travel. But unfortunately, she was called for subs. 0.6 seconds left. That's a lot of time, or that's not a lot of time to be able to catch and shoot. End of the third quarter, you find Garretson up 43-16 over the Bulldogs. Great third quarter effort by Garretson as they scored 16 points in that quarter to Madison's just 4. Leading the way right now offensively for the Madison Bulldogs. I think I've missed a point in there somewhere. I'm going to take my statistician's information here. His looks the same as mine. So we're missing 1 point in there. We missed a free throw in there somewhere. And I apologize for that. But we have Zoe Gary with at least 9 points on the night and Audrey Nelson with 6. Like I said, I think there was a free throw in there that we probably missed one of them earlier on because it is 16. But Garretson does have 43. They are led currently by Jalen Benson, who has put up 12 points on the night. Sydney Olson has 8. Jordan Williams and Reagan Altman both have 7. Logan Bly with 6. Ranshaw with 2. And then Christensen with 1. As we start the fourth quarter here, ball goes in favor of the Madison Bulldogs. We are sitting up 27 points in favor of the Garretson Bulldogs as Maya Long gets the steal on the baseline and then immediately turns it over with a little bit of a double dribble. Gary just didn't go away. Long picked up the ball, turned and looked, saw where she needed to go, and then tried to dribble again. Unfortunately, she is called for that double dribble and did not get to take advantage of the wonderful steal that she did have. Williams with some defense to knock the ball out of bounds, and Madison will go ahead and try that again here. 14 seconds have ticked off the clock here in the 8-minute fourth quarter, this last quarter that we are going to play. Gary has a turnaround jumper just outside the lane. Big board goes to Long. Long goes ahead and takes it up the court, passes it to Bly. Bly swings it over to Ranshaw in the corner. Ranshaw elects to take it back up, give it to Long, who passes it to Williams. Great flash by Anna Jones in the center, and then now Logan Bly. You're in that high-low post between the two junior girls here as Ranshaw decides to launch from 3, banks it in. You can see on Ranshaw's face that she was not happy with that one. Obviously happy that the ball went in, but not happy with the way that it looked, as it was not necessarily the cleanest shot, banking in the 3, but you know, whatever is going to work and extend that where it needs to be. Good defensive pressure by the Blue Dragons as they come away with the turnover again. Definitely winning that turnover ratio, that turnover battle, is the white team on the court, the Garretson Blue Dragons. Bly goes ahead and launches for 3. Long with the offensive rebound and the good left-handed putback. Long, another one of the lefties on the team for the Garretson Blue Dragons, in that offensive rebound and conversion were her first 2 points of the game. Long is another one where maybe offensively you don't see her, always see her in the stat book the way that you would expect, but she is one of those really energetic presences on the court. When she goes, the team goes, and it's like it's an electric energy that way as Bly battles with Gary for the ball. Ranshaw comes away with it, but is unable to handle it. Ball falls in favor of Madison. But Long is a really strong player, somebody who just knows the game of basketball pretty well. She sees the court well. She's 100% hustle kind of player, and definitely a great leader for the Blue Dragons. She'll definitely be missed this next year, as she is one of the 3 seniors. Long, Benson, and Ranshaw are the 3 seniors for the Lady Blue Dragons, as Coach Kenniger calls another timeout. Looks like it was just a 30-second timeout this time around. So Coach Schrank of the Lady Blue Dragons still has all 5 of his timeouts, the 3 fulls and 2 30-second timeouts. Where Coach Kenniger has used 2 of hers. She has 2 fulls and a 30 left. With 5:55 to play, we are now at the point 2 where Garretson is up 34 points, so running clock is in play. The clock only stops now for free throws and timeouts. So that is the only time the ball, or that the clock will stop. I think they still do running clock in postseason play, as Lurs stops just past the timeline. Once again, it's getting trapped, but Garretson kind of pulls off that pressure just a little bit to make sure no one's getting tagged for extra fouls. Great take by Gary, who kind of lowers her shoulder in a little bit. Sewell comes away with the rebound, finds Lurs, who launches from 3. No good. Bly passes her rebound off to Benson, who takes her time going up the court. 10 seconds that she has to get across the timeline. She only took 6 or 7 there. So no big rush for Garretson. They still want to obviously roll through things and be aggressive, but they do not want to but they don't want to rush anything. They don't want to push anything away. Benson fouled on the play by number 3, Audrey Nelson. That's her 4th foul of the night. Great flash by Lily Ranshaw and good heads-up play by Benson to be able to find that. That was a wonderful assist by Benson. And good heads-up opening by Ranshaw, who now immediately is going to get pegged for a foul of her own. That is going to be Ranshaw's first foul, playing 4 minutes into the 4th quarter without having the foul. Seniors Benson, Ranshaw, and Long all come out, and Altman, Williams, and Olson all come in. So you have sophomores and juniors right now on the court for Garretson. Good defense by Jones as she is able to keep Sewell off the board. Bly looks to get it to Williams, throws it away to Gary, who's not given up on this play yet. Good ball control by Gary with 2 points more there of her own. Williams takes the ball up court and swings it over to Altman. I'm expecting they're going to probably use the majority of the shot clock every time, or not. Altman's going to go ahead and prove me wrong on that one as she triggers from 3, but it's no good. Ball comes away to Madison. Pressure has lightened up just a little bit. Looks like they haven't put the press on quite as much right now. Not wanting to get anyone in foul trouble. There's a pretty big lead right now that they're feeling comfortable with it as Gary hits and launches from 3. What a night for Zoe Gary. She's got a beautiful stroke on that release. Everything that you want to do, she does execute well. So a great model for any young basketballers from either side, from Madison or Garretson with those, as Sydney Olson gets called for steps. Coach Schrank looks to change up his lineup a little bit. Number 44, Kylie Christensen, comes back in, but seeing her first points of the night seeing her first play of the night is number 32, Addison Fink. Addie Fink is a sophomore forward, 5'8", for Garretson. Paterins comes back on, but also seeing her first action of the night is Eden Durant, number 12 for the Madison Bulldogs. She is a 5'10" sophomore. So we're going to have to see what Durant has to offer Madison here in the waning minutes of this final quarter. Reagan gets the ball to Fink. Fink passes it a little high to Williams, who's able to wrangle it in just past the jump circle. Christensen with a great take and a big block by Gary, and Fink's going to go ahead and get a rebound. Or, I'm sorry, not a rebound, but a foul as Lurs falls to the floor. Number 5, Kaden Zenz comes back in, but checking in for her first action of the game is number 43, Cheyenne Wallowing Bull, a 6-foot junior for the Madison Bulldogs. Both coaches look like they are kind of clearing their benches, giving these girls an opportunity to play Madison for their last few moments of the season, and Garretson to ensure that they get some of this postseason action that can be pretty vital, as sometimes going deep into your bench is going to be necessary depending on how far into the postseason you go. Games start coming pretty quick and swiftly as you go there. Wallowing Bull with great moves all the way around and gets tagged for a foul. I think Christensen's going to pick up her 4th. We'll have to see what the officials say. Yes, Christensen does get her 4th foul of the night as Wallowing Bull settles in on the line. She's going to go ahead and shoot the bonus. That was the 7th foul for Garretson in this half. Checking on for the Lady Blue Dragons, you have see if I can find the numbers here. Number 15, Taylor Benson, checking on, and number 30, Addie Hove. Both freshmen for the Lady Blue Dragons. Benson swings it to Hove. Hove gives it to Christensen. It looks like they're playing a 4-out now. Christensen goes down low to play opposite the post of Addie Fink. Ball gets turned over. Madison comes away with it. Zenz kind of takes it nice and easy up the court as they do look for options. Great steal by Taylor Benson. And she was able to come away with it and pushes it all the way. Loses the handle, and ball is going to fall in favor of Madison. Ella Paterins on the defense on that one, which was very well done on her part. She just kind of went right alongside, didn't foul, didn't body, but just made it difficult for Benson to get a solid handle or any sort of really strong momentum. Final 30 seconds of the game as Christensen almost comes away with the steal and then quickly traps Caitlin Schauenberg, who is in for her final, her action of the game here. Schauenberg is a 5'7" freshman, so lots of young talent on the court for both Garretson and Madison.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Schauenberg gets tied up with Christensen. Christensen needs to be careful that she doesn't foul. Addison Fink comes away with the rebound, tries to go up with it. They call it. It is what it is. 52-21 victory for the home team, as Garretson is able to hold on to their number 3 seed in that better seed, that higher seed, win and advance to the semifinals on Thursday night. 52-21, 31-point spread for Garretson as they punch their ticket to the Region 3A semifinals. I'll see if I can do a little bit of searching here for you quick and see if I can get some updates on the other games that are going on here tonight. But let me go ahead and give you a quick little scoring breakdown of what I can. Like I said, I do know that I had missed one point, probably a free throw, obviously, somewhere for Madison, and I apologize for that as we were trying to figure out some of the technical difficulties that we were having. But scoring for the Madison Bulldogs was led by Zoe Gary. Zoe Gary hit 3 trays on the night. And then rounded out with another 5 points, 2 points, or 4 points total from the floor, and then another point from on the line. So Gary ending with 14 points on the night. Audrey Nelson I have with 6 for Nelson. She did not score at all in that second half. On the Garretson side, leading the way was Jalen Benson with 12 points, and Jordan Williams had 9 of her own. Sydney Olson put down 8 with a really solid run at the end of the second quarter, beginning of the third. 7 points belonged to Lily Ranshaw and Reagan Altman. Logan Bly hit 2 trays in the first half. For 6 points, Maya Long contributed in 2, and Kylie Christensen had 1 to round out the 52 points for the Lady Blue Dragons here. Defensively, Zoe Gary just shy of a double-double, where she came away with 9 rebounds, which was the most for the Bulldogs. Nelson and Sewell each had 5 apiece to lead that defensive effort. On Garretson's side, Logan Bly came down with 7. Looks like Jalen Benson had about 6. Anna Jones with 5 and Maya Long with 4, with a few other double or solo rebounds coming in a little bit later. The steals were pretty prolific for the Blue Dragons, though definitely causing some chaos as Garretson was able to tally up 16 steals, at least 16 steals on the night. My statistician, Colton Buckles, great job, sir, had Jordan Williams with 5, and I'd agree with that. She oftentimes had those big hands up, showing in So she had 5 steals, 3 steals piece to Altman and Ranshaw, 2 steals to Maya Long and Anna Jones, and then 1 steal for Jalen Benson. Taylor Benson, her little sister, also getting in on that action, as did Sydney Olson and Kylie Christensen. Blocks, it was actually pretty clean tonight, only a few blocks on both sides of the ball, but overall really well played game. Nice matchup here with Garretson Blue Dragons. Congratulations, Madison, on a wonderful basketball season for 2021-2022, and best of luck to you guys next year. The Garretson Blue Dragons and Madison Bulldogs, it is a possibility, may get tied up on the boys' side of action in just a week here, but those games have yet to be finalized, as there's still a few contests that have yet to play. But your final score here from the Dragons Lair in Garretson: Garretson 52, Madison 21. A big thank you to Carrie Stoltenberg for being our official scorer, Kurt Stoltenberg for being our official timer, Bob Bennett for running our scoreboard, and and clock for us, as well as Matt Schrank, so man of many duties, not only the head coach of the winning effort here, but also the man who was able to get the broadcast up and running and set for today. So congratulations to Madison on a successful season. Garretson, you will probably be seeing Sioux Falls Christian, it sounds like right now, you'll be seeing Sioux Falls Christian. I did just get confirmation. I had a few people look it up for me, that Garretson and Sioux Falls Christian will go ahead and face each other on Thursday at 8 o'clock in Harrisburg, playing at that neutral site. Sioux Falls Christian and Garretson did play each other once earlier this year, and Sioux Falls Christian came away with the victory, but the Garretson team maybe looks a little bit different now. Looks like West Central did beat Dell, so the number 1 seed did beat number 8. And Tri-Valley and McCook Central Montrose as a 4-5 matchup is tied at 47 during our last update, so we'll have to kind of see how that game plays out. So that is all that we have for the Dragon's Lair. Best of luck to you guys on a wonderful evening. Hopefully everything goes well, and we will see you, fingers crossed, next Tuesday night for the opening round of play on the boys' side of region play.